So in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn your radiator from this into this, using nothing but scrap and offcuts that I already have in the garage. Let's get stuck into it. I was trying to decide what to make this out of, and originally I was going to use stainless, but I don't have enough, so I'd have to purchase some, and I want to just use the scrap that I have, or offcuts. These are short lengths from other projects that I've done, so let's make it out of this. That's 8mm, this is 6mm, and that's 4mm, so I might use a combination of the 4 and the 6. Let's get into it. So what I'm using here to make the template is an aluminium TIG filler rod, or welding rod, whichever you want to call it. It is perfect because it's easy to work with, but any kind of straight wire will do the same thing. So this is my first one, and it's pretty good. I don't mind it. It's just when I put it on the bike, it was a little bit boxy, but then I've decided to go away from that idea and just have it simplistic and just pretty much straight lines. So this tool that I'm using now is called a manual bar bender. It's really great because it'll always do a nice consistent bend each time, and then you know you're going to get a nice uniform finish. This one's just a tad too small. I think I just bent it a little bit too short. So let's make another one. I'm just going to do 2 halves and then weld them together. Yeah, that one's the perfect length. Now to make its matching brother. After multiple attempts of trying to make the second one exactly the same as the first one, I didn't realize it was actually going to be that hard, and I don't know why I didn't think of it at the beginning, but I ended up getting 2 pieces and putting them into the bender at the same time and bending them at the same time, which worked perfectly. So I'm going to answer a question now that I get all of the time, and that is, what is this thing called? If you've been watching my videos for any length of time, or even just one of my videos, you've probably seen this belt grinder pop up. It's built by a company called 84 Engineering here in Australia. This thing is incredible. I use it for pretty much everything, from rubber to fiberglass, steel, aluminium, anything that I can throw at this thing, like even plastic, it'll just do, and I love it. The one thing that I wish I did have on this machine was variable speed, and there's a new machine that's come out called the SHOPMATE 48, which has exactly that, so I can go from filing all the way through to, I guess, grinding or sanding, if you will. So these machines are available with a hard-wearing, height adjustable powder coated frame. You can also mount these on a bench depending on the space that you have. I'll leave a link in the description to this exact belt grinder because this is by far the most used tool that I have in my garage, hands down. If you invest in one, you'll know exactly what I mean. Thanks to 84 Engineering, I also have a 10% discount code to pass on to you. It is Café 10, but take advantage of it before November 30th, 2021, because that's when it will expire. So it's parallel with the side of this, but it just looks like it's sticking out too far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it narrower by taking a section out of the top and bottom, just out of here. Probably about 30mm, I think, should do it. You wouldn't believe it, it's Sunday night, everything's closed, and I just ran out of gas for the welder. So I can't continue this project. Does this sort of stuff happen to me, or does it happen to you as well? Let me know what's happened to you in the past in the middle of your projects. I really can't wait to get the CB750 frame back from the powder coaters. 74 Works is actually doing all the coating for me. It is in transit at the moment, but unfortunately the freight company is stuffing us around and trying to overcharge us to get it back to me. So I don't know when it's going to arrive, but that's why I'm working on the Cx500, because I really just want to get a little bit more done on this before I start a completely new build. Once the CB750 is completed, we can start a brand new build. The following day, I've just come back from the hardware store, and guess what? We're back in business. So just before I took it off the bike, I've written outside and right and left, just so that when I put it in the vise, I don't bend it in the wrong direction. Not that I'd ever make that mistake. I also haven't done any angle measurements to see how much I need to bend it. I'm just kind of doing it by eye. So these Scotch-Brite belts come in a few different grades, just like sandpaper, and they're really handy for cleaning up any burrs or scratches you have from sanding. I use them all the time. After winning the dispute with the freight company, it looks like they've finally decided to deliver the CB750 frame. Let's have a bit of a sneak peek and check it out. As you can see, the finish on this is incredible. He's done an amazing job. More on that in the upcoming videos, but for now, let's get back into the current project. What I'm doing now is making a cover for the radiator out of perforated aluminium. My biggest concern here is it going to overheat? So we're going to take it for a bit of a test ride, just quickly to see if it overheats at the end of the video. If you're working with any kind of mesh or perforated material and you want it to be a little bit more discreet, or see-through should I say, just paint it black. As you'll see here, it makes a huge difference by painting it black, and this is one of the reasons that most bird cages and fly screens are always in black. Basically the temperature's going between 70 and 80 C, so that's not too bad actually. So I just got back from a fairly decent ride, and as you can see the temperature is 88 C, which is perfect. I'm happy with that. Summer's going to be the biggest challenge for this. As it stands, I don't think the perforated aluminium is really going to interfere with the airflow at all. I'm absolutely stoked with how this turned out. It's given it that subtle Mad Max kind of look, and it just matches the rest of the bike perfectly. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, I've put a playlist together. Make sure you check it out.